Hi everyone and welcome back. As I said earlier, I would be back with another reading vlog. So we're gonna start the reading vlog for the Tandem Collective buddy read that I'm doing, which is If Beale Street Could Talk by James Baldwin. This is my first time reading a book by James Baldwin. His books have been on my classic to read list since I was in high school, but I just never have gotten to his books since I mainly read historical fiction with mystery, young adult, and all that. So with that being said, I'm going to start this. Hopefully I like it. If you guys are wondering what Tandem Collective is, it is basically by a company in the United Kingdom, so like London area, and they each month or at least they have two each month, is a book read along that you can sign up with. You have to sign up through your email, and then they'll connect you to the chat group, which would either be like Facebook, Instagram, or Discord. So for today, I'm to read to page 30, and I recently saw a message from one of the other participants for this read on, and she said she looked that chapter 2 starts on page 30 and goes till page 175. This book only has 197 pages, but seems to be a very long one, and from what I could tell skimming, this could have been broken down into 2 books. But with that being said, I will get into this and hopefully I'll like it. I also have to post a reel tonight on my social medias of my reading area as I'm reading. So I'm going to film that here in a little bit, and hopefully it'll do well. Okay, so for the Tandem Collective, I read to page 30, which is what day 1 is per the guidelines that I received in an email. So my thoughts for If Beale Street Could Talk is this. I did not know that Tish's real name is Clementine and that Fonny's real name is Alonzo. I found that kind of interesting that their nicknames are Tish and Fonny. With Fonny's nickname, I can totally see how that came out of his real name. With Tish, I don't know where that came from because her real name is Clementine, and I felt like her nickname really didn't connect with her real name, and so I'm still trying to figure out like how they got Tish out of Clementine. That hasn't actually been mentioned yet in the part that I did read. If it was, I must have overlooked it or something. For the second part of the book that I did read in chapter 1, like the first 20 pages, I'd like to know why Fonny was arrested. Like, was it like a police brutality thing that happened, or was it he stole something from a store? I feel like James Baldwin didn't really explain that much in the 30 pages I did read. So I'm hoping that that's mentioned. If it was mentioned, I must have overlooked that as well. So I may have to just reread that part tomorrow before I read the next, I think it's the next 30 pages, which would be the 60. So those are my thoughts right now. And I was shocked to find out that back then this wasn't a big age gap, that Clementine was 19 and Alonzo was 22 when they got together, and then she wound up pregnant. I feel like the intimate conversation between her and Alonzo was just a little too graphic. That's my personal opinion. I just always feel like that should just be between the man and the woman. I essentially believe in you don't do that stuff until you're married. I know a lot of people out there don't believe that, but me being very religious, that's just what I believe. But yeah, those are my thoughts right now. I hope I didn't offend anybody by saying what I have said. It's just based on how I feel about certain things in life. And so, with that being said, that's my thoughts for day 1 of the Tandem Collective on if Beale Street could talk.